Ronald Read, a janitor from Vermont, lived a humble life, but his secret savings stunned everyone after his passing. He left behind an $8 million estate, which raised many questions about his frugal lifestyle and smart investing. What drove him to save so much? And how did his brain process money differently? How can we learn from his example to calm our own money anxiety? Here are the 6 ways money anxiety rewrites your brain daily, and how to break free from them. Money anxiety can start with small things, like checking your account balance or seeing a pricey product you want. This anxiety triggers a stress response in your brain, releasing cortisol and making you more reactive to financial decisions. For instance, take the case of a person who always checks their phone for stock market updates, only to feel anxious and sell their stocks at a loss. The stress of money anxiety can lead to impulsive decisions, like buying on credit or making risky investments, due to the mental accounting effect, where you separate your money into different accounts, making you more prone to overspending. The key is to recognize these triggers and take a step back to assess your financial situation calmly. Consider the example of a person who sets a daily budget and tracks their expenses to avoid impulse purchases. By doing so, they can reduce their money anxiety and make more informed financial decisions. The fear of losing money can be more powerful than the pleasure of gaining it. This is known as loss aversion, a psychological effect that makes you more sensitive to losses than gains. For example, consider a person who is hesitant to sell their stocks because they don't want to realize a loss, even if it means missing out on potential gains. This fear can lead to holding on to investments for too long, missing out on better opportunities. The key is to understand that some losses are necessary for long-term growth and to reframe your thinking around risk and reward. Take the example of Warren Buffett, who has spoken about the importance of taking calculated risks and learning from failures. By embracing a growth mindset and focusing on the potential for long-term gains, you can overcome the fear of losing money and make more informed investment decisions. You might have different accounts for different expenses, like one for bills and another for entertainment. This is called mental accounting, where you separate your money into different categories. However, this can lead to overspending in certain areas, as you might feel like you have more money available for discretionary spending. For instance, consider a person who has a separate account for vacation expenses and feels like they can splurge because it's a separate fund. The key is to track your expenses and make conscious financial decisions, rather than relying on mental accounting. Take the example of a person who uses a budgeting app to track their expenses and stay on top of their finances. By doing so, they can make more informed decisions and avoid overspending. You might prioritize short-term gains over long-term benefits, like spending money on instant gratification rather than saving for the future. This is known as present bias, where you value immediate rewards more than future ones. For example, consider a person who spends their entire paycheck on lifestyle upgrades, rather than saving for retirement. The key is to recognize this bias and make conscious decisions about your spending, prioritizing long-term goals over short-term desires. Take the example of a person who sets up automatic transfers to their savings account, ensuring they prioritize their future goals. By doing so, they can overcome the present bias and make more informed financial decisions. Number 4 is the one almost nobody gets right. So stick around to learn how to overcome the present bias and make more informed financial decisions. You might get used to a certain level of luxury or comfort and then feel like you need even more to be happy. This is known as hedonic adaptation, where you adapt to your current situation and need more to feel satisfied. For example, consider a person who buys a new car and feels happy at first, but soon gets used to it and wants an even better one. The key is to recognize this adaptation and focus on what truly brings you happiness, rather than constantly chasing more. Take the example of a person who practices gratitude and reflects on their values, focusing on what truly matters to them. By doing so, they can overcome the hedonic adaptation and find more lasting happiness. You might focus on what you lack rather than what you have, leading to a scarcity mindset. This can lead to anxiety and stress, as you feel like you're not enough or don't have enough. For example, consider a person who constantly compares themselves to others, feeling like they're not good enough or don't have enough money. The key is to recognize this mindset and focus on what you have, rather than what you lack. Take the example of a person who practices mindfulness and focuses on their strengths, rather than their weaknesses. By doing so, they can overcome the scarcity mindset and find more peace and contentment. To calm your money anxiety, it's essential to understand how it rewrites your brain daily and to take conscious steps to break free from these patterns. Start by recognizing your triggers and reframing your thinking around risk and reward, and you'll be on your way to a more peaceful and prosperous financial life. Subscribe to Cashology for the psychology behind your money.